If you're moving to Colorado and you're looking for lake life, but you're also interested in great schools, we've got the place for you. If you're also looking to move to Colorado and you didn't know you wanted lake life, this could also be for you. Either way, we're gonna be diving into everything you're gonna wanna know when it comes to Southshore.
Now, rated as one of the top master planned communities here at Southshore in Southeast Aurora. Guys, this is one you do not want to sleep on because the homes that you're going to find out here, the shopping, the trails, the nature, the lake, the community amenities, all of those things are top tier, and we're going to dive into all of them in today's video.
Correct, including 2 major clubhouses that Southshore has here, which is very unique compared to other master plan communities. I'll state my bias. I happen to live here. It's amazing. We have a lot of clients that have moved to Colorado that also live here, but either way, really fun. You do still have some new builds that are being built here. You've got a good amount of product on the market right now as far as pre-existing homes that are here. So you do have some things that are available, and there are some areas just behind Blackstone Country Club and just southeast of this Southshore community that's also being built that is word on the street gonna look just like this, right? So a lot of really cool things that are coming to Southeast Aurora, more specifically Southshore. But with that being said, let's dive in and show you guys everything you're gonna wanna see. All right, on our way to the lake right now, definitely by far what brings everybody to the Southshore. My favorite part is you've got over 8 miles of trails that you guys can enjoy, whether you're biking, whether you're taking the stroller, jogging, you name it, you're gonna love it. A lot of folks like the fishing that's out here, but definitely, again, by far the biggest reason why you'd wanna be in Southshore.
And with this giant lake out here, guys, you literally have a beach. If you don't live in Southshore, but maybe you live in one of the surrounding neighborhoods, you can still come out here. This is an Aurora feature, not necessarily just a Southshore feature. So between the beach and then the kayaking, the sailboating that you can do out there, the paddle boarding, this is one of the biggest attractors for this entire area.
And finally, of course, you could come here, you know, if you don't live here per se, but the walkability of literally going right outside of your back door onto one of these trails and out to the water is by far really hard to beat when it comes to this compared to other master plan communities here in Colorado.
Now, speaking of amenities, one of the best things about Southshore are the 2 clubhouses.
Correct.
So right after this, we're gonna go check out the clubhouses, show you guys exactly what you get for being a part of the neighborhood specifically. You getting to meet new neighbors from moving into the new neighborhood, or your kids getting to meet new friends before school starts. It's definitely one of the best things about living in a master plan community.
And did we mention fishing before we leave? Did we mention fishing out here on the reservoir as well? It is that you can have that, and they do not allow motorboats. It's all powder boating, which just keeps things nice and quiet, very clean out here. But the fishing, personal experience, it's awesome. You definitely want to check that out. But with that being said, let's take a turn around. Let's show you guys some clubhouses.
All right, now before we dive into all of these specifics as far as Southshore goes, I want to mention our relocation guide. If you guys go ahead and scan that QR code just over my shoulder here, or maybe that shoulder, you will download our 41-page Colorado relocation guide, which will give you all the information you need when it comes to relocating to Colorado. And it also includes our local area guides, including Southshore. So with that being said, guys, let's dive into the Southshore details.
All right, so moving forward, we're gonna get into clubhouses and schools specifically here in Southshore.
Yeah, so we are standing right now in front of the Lighthouse, one of 2 clubhouses out here in Southshore.
Or if you're local, you call it the new one.
There we go.
Because it's the new one, because there's 2. There's an original, which is beautiful. You guys can actually rent that out for parties, birthdays, you name it.
That one's right on the lake.
We've done that for baby showers. We've done that for birthdays. That one's right on the lake, and they've got an amazing pool right there that overlooks the entire lake. This one is brand new. You've got an amazing 2 pools here. Well, I guess you've got 2 pools at the original. Okay. The biggest benefit to this one is the gym area is huge.
Yep.
The entire inside is brand new and it's huge. The other one, I think people like the pool better for the atmospherics and the view.
Yeah.
This one by far, the inside, the square footage, everything that you guys get amenity-wise, from arcades to the swimming pools to the workout areas, really cool. Now, you can enjoy this one. You can bring a ton of friends if you like. I just don't think they'll let you rent it out privately per se. I think that's the original.
Yeah, would you say this is better for like kids and families and the other one for events and stuff like that?
Especially like when neighbors are getting together, they do a lot of monthly events here. And I will say the new folks that are in charge, that have been put in charge by the HOA, they've taken this over, I want to say maybe less than a year ago or a year ago. They're doing a great job as far as community events and community outreach and keeping in touch with different different things around the neighborhood. It's really cool. We've had a lot of fun with them. So definitely more social events that go on here, definitely more opportunity to meet your neighbors, et cetera, et cetera. Private events going into the other one. Now you can work out at the other one. You can still go in it anytime that you like, but that's the one that you can reserve as far as private parking.
And these are very active clubhouses, guys. You know, one thing about Colorado, we don't have pools here at homes traditionally, so people really do utilize clubhouses and pools like this in the summertime. Like Will said, great way to meet your neighbors. And guys, we are surrounded right now, you can see from the drone footage, from more paved trails to playgrounds, and then just over our right shoulder here is Altitude Elementary, correct?
It's a very good elementary school. We've had a lot of success here with our kiddos. We love it. It's been a lot of fun. And I will say, when it comes to like the clubhouses and the pools like you're talking about, it's really hard to maintain a pool in Colorado with different temperature changes and just different things that go on. Yes, we have a ton of sunny days, but we also have a lot of cold weather. You get a lot of moisture, things like that. So I know there's a lot of work maintaining your own pool. So instead of having that, enjoy the rest of your landscape in your backyard, et cetera, et cetera. Have a fire pit, have a sunken lounge. Some of us have those, whatever you want to call it, and then really utilize clubhouses for things like this versus you trying to maintain one in your own yard. Now, some of the homes in this community have opted into having a pool. Toll Brothers and some other builders out here
You'll find a few.
that. They've got some independent ones that do that. I just see them working on them a lot, is what I'll say. So it's not that they're not cool, it's not that they don't have a lot of fun with them. There's just a lot of maintenance that comes with it versus if you want to use it for years. So really be committed to that. If it comes with the pool, if you're looking at a home that comes with the pool, definitely do your due diligence. Obviously, we're realtors. We'd love to help you with that stuff. The number popping up below, that's us. Call, text, email. We're the guys that answer it. We'd love to help you with those needs. However, just make sure that you're doing your due diligence, not only with the maintenance and making sure that it's in great condition, but also just understanding the commitment of what a pool comes with here in Colorado.
Or just use the pool right here and don't have to worry about any of that.
Especially if it's just for recreational fun with kiddos, I suggest something like this.
Now, we mentioned Altitude Elementary School. That is part of Cherry Creek School Districts, and that is also a big reason why a lot of people are moving out here to Southshore.
Yeah, you've also got competitive sports. You know, like that's a big thing out here in Colorado. Some school districts participate a little bit more than others as far as like how competitive they want to take it. You've got Regis High School, that's not too far from here. They're very competitive. Highlands Ranch has like Christian Valor, another private school. But as far as the public school sector, Cherry Creek School District 5 definitely does a great job. From Grandview High School to Cherokee Trail, which is just down the street, definitely some great athletic programs.
Now, one thing too that I love about having these in neighborhood elementary schools in particular, we hear this from a lot of clients that are moving in here, that they really like the idea of their kids being able to walk to school. Correct. I know from a lot of the places you guys are coming, you know, it might just be bus only. When I went to elementary school in Indiana, we lived super close, but they wouldn't let anyone walk there because we didn't have sidewalks. Out here, your neighborhood of neighborhoods, right? As neighborhoodly as it can get, seeing all the kids walking to school in the morning or riding their bikes,
plenty
it's super
of trails,
cool.
Plenty of sidewalks, and the sidewalks are definitely plenty far away from like the main road. From what I can tell, people are pretty respectful around here, especially during school times when people are getting in and getting out, watching kids ride their bikes or walk. But again, the sidewalks have plenty of space between that and some grass before you get to the main road. Or a lot of kids take these trails home because they can go right into their backyard, which is really cool. So your preference, there's also a bus route that still goes through, so you still have bus opportunities. Or if you like to drop your kids off, they do have a drop-off line that is pretty smooth. We take our kids to school because I've got to drop off a daughter at high school, so we just take our younger one to elementary school. The drop-off line is really smooth. I know there's a lot of movies out there and a lot of like, you know, like the whole navigating like the drop-off or pickup line, and like this is pretty smooth, pretty mildly interesting with how they have it set up. We like it.
Finally, before we start diving into average home prices and things like that and exactly how the neighborhood is laid out on Google Earth and Google Maps, let's talk about shopping and dining and all of the amenities that you're going to find immediately
100%.
Around the corner from Southshore.
And this is what's really unique. As much as we're talking about lake life and the amenities you have with that and the different clubhouses, which is amazing, a lot of times when you go to these outskirts for master plan communities, you're a little bit further away as far as some of the things that you might want to have. However, uniquely, you've got one of the best King Supers here with organic stuff and whatever their super duper King Supers grocery store is. They've got that. You've got Southlands Mall, which is what you're talking about. And we're talking within 4 minutes of this master plan community.
If you guys aren't familiar with Southlands, watching the drone footage right now, you guys can see how expansive it is. It is a giant outdoor shopping mall, essentially. They have all your like traditional shopping mall stores just in an outdoor setting. But with that outdoor setting comes a splash pad for kids to use in the summer. In the winter time, there's an ice rink there, which is set up right now, isn't it?
Set up right now. You guys can go ice skate right now. You've also got, you know, concerts every Thursday or every other Thursdays that happen in the spring and the summer. Barnes & Noble does a ton of things. In that parking lot just behind Barnes & Noble, they do like hot tub rallies and just different big companies that come in and like sell stuff at great prices. They do different pumpkin patches, Christmas tree events there as well. So a lot of really cool stuff that you guys can have access to that we think is definitely beneficial. And again, unique, it's so close to where you guys live. The little utopia that you're gonna have here. It's really hard to venture out for anything that you might need versus just having everything right here, especially if you've got a family, just a day in and day out throughout the week with kiddos in schools and sports, having everything right here is awesome.
Let's head back to the office because I want to show you guys exactly where Southshore sits in relation to our major highways, how long it's going to take you to get to downtown or to get out to the airport, and what kind of mountain views you're going to have out here in Southeast Aurora.
And you're going to want to pay attention to this because, believe it or not, in addition to everything that great we've already talked about when it comes to Southshore, one of the other great things that we haven't talked about yet is the commute in and out of the city, in and out of the airport, in and out down south, in and out up north. As you guys know, being realtors, we are everywhere all the time. One of the main reasons we picked this was it was the school districts, it was amenities, it was all these things. It was also the commute. I can be down south in the Colorado Springs, I could be up north in the Boulder, and wherever I need to be. For a lot of you clients that choose to live in different spots, I couldn't be happy with 470 as far as what it lets me do. Time is of the essence with you guys. So again, probably the unsung hero. I know we're leaving it for last. We're gonna do some Google Earth. You're gonna do some Google Earth. I'm gonna go out and help some clients. Definitely bang for buck, worth every penny when it comes to having this level of commutability with where I live.
All right, so now that you guys have a feel for what Southshore has to offer, let's take a look at a few more details, such as where it sits in relation to Denver. In addition to that, how long it's going to take you to get to places like the Denver Tech Center and the Denver International Airport. Okay, now you can see here, we've got Denver right here in the middle of the map. Now, if you look at this little body of water over here to the southeast, this is Aurora Reservoir. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in on the Aurora Reservoir, and you're going to notice this neighborhood sitting right here, just the immediate southwest of the lake. This entire neighborhood right here is Southshore. Now, you are going to notice a few other neighborhoods in the immediate vicinity. You've got Talon's Reach right here. You've got Blackstone Country Club right here. Both of these great neighborhoods as well. So if Southshore isn't working for you for whatever reason, you'd have a couple other really good options right here that are sistering right up to Southshore. But for now, let's keep focused on Southshore. Now, as you guys notice, you'll see this road running right up here, just along the outside of Southshore. This is 470. This is what we were talking about before, where having close proximity to this highway is going to be really critical, especially if you are planning on visiting the airport at all, or maybe you work at the airport, or you need to travel a lot. This is critical because right here, if you just travel immediately north on 470, you take it past I-70, you're going to end up right here at DIA. So this is going to mean that you're typically 20 to maybe 25 minutes from the airport, even though it looks physically far on a map. Again, you've got such close proximity to 470, you have immediate quick access there. Let's say you work in DTC, the Denver Tech Center. What you can do is you can hop right on 470. You're going to take that out here west, and then you're going to shoot up I-25, and this is going to land you right in the Denver Tech Center. Again, this is probably just a 20-minute drive for you. And the only traffic you're really going to be facing is any potential traffic on I-25, because this whole east side of 470 is a toll road. So yes, you will have to pay a few bucks to use it, but you're never going to be competing with any traffic there. Now, let's say you work in Denver. Well, you've got a couple options. You can either take 470 all the way to I-25, take I-25 straight up north to Denver, or if I-25 traffic is looking bad, you can always take 470 up to I-70 and then take I-70 all the way over, and that's going to put you out right here on the north side of Denver, and then you can get right downtown. That trip is going to be anywhere from 30 to maybe 50 minutes, worst case scenario, depending on traffic. But either way, guys, with your close proximity here to 470, you're quickly going to be able to get to DIA, Denver Tech Center, or Denver in well under an hour. Now, let's talk average home prices as well as HOA fees. Average home prices out here in Southshore for single family homes is going to be right around the low to mid eights. So you're looking at 800 to maybe 850, and you can go up and spend as much as about 1.2 to 1.5 million in Southshore, or you can get in there for as low as about 700, depending on pretty much how close you are to the lake. For obvious reasons, the closer you are to Aurora Reservoir, you're going to be paying a premium. You're also going to find much bigger houses out there and some absolutely stunning views, where a lot of times you can get lake views and mountain views in one shot, which is super cool and hard to find here in Colorado. If you're willing to go a little bit bit further out from the lake, that's where you're going to find homes that are closer to that 700 maybe 750 price point. HOAs are going to be fairly reasonable out here, especially considering everything that you get with the community. Average HOA fee out here is just about $65. That's going to cover your trash, recycling, the parks, maintenance, and access to both clubhouses as well. Now, for property taxes, you're going to be paying about 1 to maybe 1.1% out here. That is about as high as you are going to find here in Colorado. And that is pretty much standard for any and all new build communities. So if you guys are looking at any sort of newer communities or even new builds here, pretty much anywhere in Colorado, I would expect to pay anywhere from 1 to 1.2% of the assessed value of the home for your property tax. So who would I say Southshore is perfect for? I would say those of you guys that are out there that are really trying to prioritize school and be in one of the best school districts here in the Denver metro area. Cherry Creek School District, it is hard to beat. And also the highly active families, whether that is highly active on the weekend with just you're trying to get outside, enjoy nature, you want to go out and paddleboard or sailboat or just go play on the beach with the kiddos, or maybe you want quick access to the highways so you could travel or get where you're going quickly for kids activities and again, sports and things like that. Southshore is really going to be hard to beat. It also is great for people that are looking for a newer neighborhood that is very established. You know, one of the things that we hear from people when you're buying in a brand new home in a brand new neighborhood is the neighborhood just can lack some of that maturity that is kind of nice when you have an established neighborhood. Well, Southshore is the best of both worlds. You're not getting the brand new homes out there anymore, but you are getting a nice new community with newer homes. But the benefit is that the community is very established and mature. So that means you have immediate access to all the amenities. You have some really good relationships that you can jump into there as far as your neighbors and community events that are going on. And that seems to be a big appeal to a lot of our buyers that are moving here, particularly from other states. So if you guys have any other questions on Southshore or any area in the Denver metro region, go ahead and give us a phone call at the phone number below. We would love to help you out, guys, and we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.